Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something that, well, it's all around us, but we don't always think about it, the ancient arch.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get into how this simple curve really changed everything.
Yeah.
We're talking its technical evolution, the huge problems it solved, and the impact it had on society.
Yeah, and you really have to start with the problem. Before the arch, you had the post and lintel, basically two posts and a beam across the top.
Right, like Stonehenge.
Exactly. And the issue there is that stone, it cracks under tension.
Ah.
So you couldn't build a span much wider than, say, 6 meters. It just couldn't hold its own weight.
So you were really limited in scale.
Completely. The arch wasn't just, a nice new design. It was a fundamental breakthrough.
So where did it start? Our sources point way back to Mesopotamia, around 4000 BCE, and they were using mud bricks.
That's right, mud bricks. It sounds unstable, but it all comes down to the mechanics. The genius of the arch is how it redirects force
It takes the vertical load from gravity.
and pushes it outwards into horizontal thrust. It's all in compression. The key is the wedge-shaped stones, the voussoirs.
And then there's that final piece at the very top.
The keystone, yes. Once you drop that keystone into place, the entire structure locks itself together. It's just brilliant.
Okay, so Mesopotamia gives us the geometry,
Mm-hmm.
but then the Romans come along and they put it on steroids, didn't they?
They absolutely did. They combined that perfect form of the arch with a revolutionary material.
Concrete.
But not just any concrete. They used pozzolana, a volcanic ash.
Right. And what did that do?
It created what we call hydraulic concrete. I mean, the crucial thing to understand is that it could cure underwater.
Wow. Okay, that's a game changer.
A total game changer. Suddenly, you can build massive bridge foundations in the middle of a river. You can build aqueducts that stretch for miles.
Let's talk about those aqueducts, because that feels like a perfect example of this tech solving a massive societal problem.
It solved the most basic one, getting clean water to large populations. Without the arch, you couldn't have these huge multi-tiered aqueducts.
Like the Pont du Gard, it's what, 50 meters high? 3 layers of arches.
Exactly. And that structure brought clean water into cities, which, dramatically improved public health. It enabled things like the massive public baths, like the baths of Caracalla,
So it's not just an engineering feat, it's a public health revolution.
and a political one. It was a symbol of power. The arch allowed for these enormous public spaces. The Colosseum could hold over 50,000 people.
50,000.
Yeah. And that's all thanks to systems of arches and vaults. Then you have the triumphal arches, which were pure propaganda. They were political statements carved in stone.
It's fascinating, but it's important to note this wasn't only a Roman innovation. Other parts of the world were solving similar problems.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely. You see parallel developments. In China, for instance, you have the Zhaozu Bridge from around 605 AD.
And that one is different structurally.
Very different. It's the world's oldest open spandrel bridge. So instead of a solid wall above the main arch, they built smaller arches into it.
To reduce the weight.
Exactly. It reduces the weight, and crucially, it lets floodwaters pass through without destroying the bridge. It's an incredibly elegant solution for their specific environment.
So what we're really seeing is that the arch in any culture wasn't just a structure. It was a catalyst. It allowed for cities, for organization, for civilization on a new scale.
That's the legacy, I think. The fact that these Roman buildings using that concrete and that arch design are still standing 2,000 years later it's just astounding.
It really is. It kind of offers a lesson for us today about longevity and sustainability.
For sure.
And leaves you with a question, doesn't it? What simple innovation are we building today that people will still be looking at in 2,000 years?